Hi guys, welcome back to Foxwalk Primitive. I want to do this video today to talk about, very specifically talk about my experience working with Mr. Todd Hunt. He is one of the finest custom knife makers in the knife industry, and that's no embellishment. A lot of people know him, and a lot more people are getting to know TM Hunt Custom Knives every day. Today I don't want to give a tabletop review of my design, of my knife, because that's really not what I want to talk about. I really just want to talk about the craftsmanship and the professionalism that Todd brings to the table. I commissioned him to make my knife basically based on the advice of Mr. Ethan Becker. I designed my knife and I wanted to use the Becker handle. So naturally, instead of just going ahead without anybody's permission and hiring just anyone to just bang out a custom or a prototype knife, I emailed Ethan, we talked, and he was more than happy to give me permission to use this handle. Matter of fact, he was very enthusiastic about it. Once we were talking about the design, he was really interested to see if it was going to work. But my other primary question to Ethan was, who would he suggest or recommend that I hire to make this knife? And one of the first names he popped out was Todd Hunt. First name he popped out was Todd Hunt, because of Todd's familiarity with working with the Becker handle. And right away I agreed. I had seen Todd's work on Blade Forums and on his webpage. If you Google custom knives, 9 times out of 10 one of his pictures will show up. So I was really excited that Ethan would also recommend him. So right away I emailed Todd my design, and I asked him his thoughts on it. Told him to give me a call. He gave me a call pretty quick, and that impressed me. I got notification back from him pretty quick, and we had a lengthy conversation about it, because his logic and philosophy is a lot different than mine in this particular model. And he just had some questions about it so he could understand a little bit better, and throwing his craftsmanship into it. Off the bat, and talking with Todd, I gained a tremendous amount of respect for him. He's very honest, he's very upfront, he's not going to mislead you in any way, which is a very good thing when you're doing business with a custom knife maker and it's your design. He had questions, and throughout the entire process, he's asking me questions on certain details and getting my opinion on them. He's also helpful. He's extremely helpful because he's a very, very knowledgeable knife maker. He's designed a number of his own knives, which are fantastic designs. I've had a chance to use a model or two of his, and they work tremendously well. Matter of fact, there isn't a knife in his line that I would not like to have and plan on ordering 1 or 2 in the future. Specifically, there's 3, specifically the M18, the M9, and the Yuma. Fantastic knives. They look incredible. I encourage you to get onto his website and check those out. But back to the subject at hand. His knife knowledge is quite extensive in terms of how to achieve the balance that you're looking for. Steels. He's very knowledgeable on steel types, on advising you which steel type you want to use. He's very familiar with 01 tool steel, which is a great steel. My knife is my first experience with it, and so far I'm very happy with it. It's heat treated very well. It holds a very sharp edge, and it can be finished just about any way you want to. And we'll talk about this finish here in a little bit. But back to working with Todd. I got a call really quick. We talked and decided to go ahead with it. Matter of fact, we decided to go ahead with a few different versions of it, and that was based on Todd's advice, and very good advice, again, I'll add. He was a little bit busy at the time, and we talked in December of 2014, and he assured me that he was not going to be able to get to it until after the first of the year. And I said that was fine. The two things that you got to understand when you go with a custom knife maker: one, no matter what the price is, you're paying for their craftsmanship because it's the way they work. That's what you're paying for. You're paying a small amount for materials, but the most of what you're paying for is their time and their knowledge, which, depending on who you hire, with Todd Hunt, it's very, very worth the money. You're getting a value, in my opinion. Secondly, is it's going to take a significant amount of time. They're not sitting there with the equipment that a production knife company has. They're not cranking knives out 4 or 5 a day. They're not doing that. They're much slower. And 4 or 5 sounds like a small number when you're thinking about producing knives, and it is. But with a custom knife maker, with the tools that they have and the amount of attention that they put into it, they're not just looking for a defect in one part rolling off the line out of 100. They're looking for every single aspect of every single measurement. They're looking for the perfect grind. They're looking for the perfect cut. They're looking for the perfect edges. They're getting out every bit of the grind marks in the steel. They're making the handles. Each handle set is made specifically for the knife that they're making. So it takes a lot of time. And that is besides the fact that Todd does his own in-house heat treating, which takes time. So when you hire a custom knife maker, any of them, but this video focuses on Todd Hunt, it's just going to take some time, and you just got to be patient. Just remember, you didn't have the knife before, and it's not killing you not to have it up until the day you get it. And the day you get it is going to be great. Trust me, you're going to be completely 100% satisfied with it, and if you're not, Todd will make it right. So you're going to pay for their craftsmanship, and it's going to take time. So have some money and be patient. Now let's talk about Todd's Craftsmanship. Number one, the fit and finish of my design when it comes to every single spot of it is perfect. Todd told me if I were to take this thing home and lay it down on my blueprint, it would cover it exactly, and it did. I mean, the steel is cut out exactly to spec. The jimping is done exactly to spec. The thumb ramp is perfect. But what really amazes me is that, being that this is the Becker handle, these are factory produced micarta scales. Beckers are known for meticulous ergonomics and comfort. Not the easiest handle to reproduce. In the steel, in the tang, the fit and finish of this thing is flawless. It is absolutely perfect. There's no edges that dig into my hands. In the finger part, or the palm swell, some like to call it, down in here in the belly of the handle, is more perfect than the top. It is very, very, very fit to spec. The pommel is perfect. It matches up. The bolt holes, the lanyard hole, everything about this handle is exactly to spec and marvelously impressive. I was so impressed by the fit and finish that Todd was able to hand me in this knife, and it's a custom. It's a one-off. It's a very unique design. He's never made one like it, and he nailed it the first try, which is phenomenal. That just is a true testament to such a powerful craftsman like Todd Hunt. I mentioned before that Todd will ask questions throughout the process and make sure that you're confident in the aspects of your knife, be it a customized version of one of his designs or one of your own. He's going to ask you a lot of questions just to be sure, because it's steel. Once some things are done, it's permanent. One example was, I have a small sharpened area on my swedge here on the top of the blade at the tip, and being that this is a woods knife, this is in the WSK philosophy, Todd really didn't understand why I wanted the swedge sharpened. He didn't really ask for a lot of explanation. He was curious when he gave me this thing at the Becker East Gathering this year in 2015, but he was just very meticulous at wanting to make sure that I was confident in having that done, and I was, and assured him that I did, and I gave him my reasons, and after we talked, he completely understood. So to sum this up, I am just 1,000 times over satisfied with my experience doing business with Todd Hunt, TM Hunt Custom Knives. I would recommend that over anyone 1,000 times to anybody. If you want a knife made, call Todd. If you want a fantastically designed woods knife, from anything to a brute force all-in-one WSK that will take anything, he's got a design for that. If you want a cleaver type knife that will do a number of tasks, include help you out in the kitchen, he's got a design for that. If you want just a fantastic, what I would call a classic survival bushcraft woodsman's knife, he's got a few designs for that, and I encourage you to check those out. They are fantastic. I hope one day in the future I'm going to be able to do a video on one, if not all of them. But the purpose of this video is to help you understand that TM Hunt Custom Knives is a fantastic organization. Everybody that's involved there, from Todd's son Jared being the towel guy on heat treat day, to Murph cutting stuff out and on the bandsaw, and just being a general clown in the workshop, having fun, doing what they love. Everybody involved with Todd Hunt's company is world class. They are going to give you the most beautiful specimen in cutlery that you've ever had the privilege to own. Matter of fact, his stuff is usually so beautiful you don't want to use it, but Todd will tell you his stuff is user friendly, and if you don't use it, you're doing it an injustice. And so far, my knife has seen quite a bit of use. When I got it at the gathering, there were a number of people, about 7, that gave this thing its due, and we chopped, we carved, we sliced. 1066 Vic will tell you about slicing, and it held its edge. It never once chipped. The tip is perfect. The finish has held up pretty well. The leather dyed scales have not begun to fade. Everything about this knife has blown me away, and from a craftsmanship standpoint, it is flawless. It is absolutely flawless, and I encourage you, check out Todd Hunt's work. Go to tmhuntcustomknives.com and get hooked. Thanks for your review. Thanks for your support. We appreciate every bit of it. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Do us a favor. Go check out Todd's work. Share our video. And get out there and have some fun in the woods. We'll see you real soon.